Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. So, as you can see, I am a redhead. I tried to switch it up a little bit. For my birthday, I actually dyed it a bright, vibrant red color. And I'll show you a picture right over here how it looked. But yeah, I loved it for my birthday. Like, I went out to the club and it looked amazing, but it's not an everyday look for me personally. It was really bold, and I'm not that risky with my colors, so I had to tone it all the way down, you guys. So in this video I'm going to show you how I got the first color and then how I toned it down to this. I personally love it. It's like this nice rich deep burgundy color and it matches my nails. So yeah, if you wanted to find out how I got both colors, then stay tuned. Bye.
First thing you're going to need, guys, is some bleaching powder. I usually use the BW2 Clarosol, but you can use whatever bleaching powder you have at home or you find in your beauty supply store. So I just want to get equal amounts bleaching powder to my developer, and the developer I use is 40%, just because I find it's much faster, obviously, because the percentage is higher. And I've colored hair before, so I know what I'm doing. If it's your first time coloring hair, then I recommend you doing like a 20 or 30% developer. And then you'll need an applicator. Make sure you have gloves as well so you don't get the bleach on your hands. I've done it without gloves and it's damaged my hands badly, so be sure to use some gloves. So you want to mix it till you get a consistency of like pancake mix. You don't want it to be too watery, but then you don't want it to be too thick. I honestly find this a lot easier keeping it in the bundles, but you do have to make sure that you're going throughout and getting the bleach everywhere. If it's your first time bleaching your bundles, I would recommend you unraveling your bundle and putting the bleach on that way. But if you're more experienced, then this way will be just fine. I find this a little bit faster and it takes up less space. So you want to spread it throughout the bundle evenly, and I'm working on one bundle at a time. So just watch the process, guys, and see how I did it. Make sure you use a brush too. If you are doing it in the bundle, be sure to use a brush and brush out each bundle just so you can distribute the bleach throughout the hair. And then you want to cover it with some foil and leave it to the side and hop onto your next bundle. Now, if you do it this way, you have to be very mindful to watch each bundle. Some people, well, a lot of people like to do all of their bundles at the same time, but by doing each bundle individually, it helps me get an even tone all across. Because if you're doing all of your bundles at the same time, the bundle that you start with first is gonna come out a lot lighter than the second and third bundle. I like to do one bundle at a time so I can watch it, and as soon as I think that one bundle's done, I will rinse it out and I'll wait for the next bundle to be finished, and then I'll just do the same process over and over. And be sure not to get carried away and check on your bundles. You don't want to over process it. Here I'm just checking and my bundle is pretty blonde. I think that's the color I want. So I'm gonna wash it out and then come back and do my closure. So for my closure, I wanted some roots, so I didn't bleach the whole thing, but I went pretty high. I actually later went back in with some dark brown to make the roots a little bit longer, just because I found it not to be as realistic as I wanted it to look. So I felt that it was a little bit too high, so I did have to correct that. So obviously you can see I washed out all of the bundles and the closure with shampoo and conditioner, and then I let it dry. And now I'm going into it with my Adore Wild Cherry color, and I'm just getting it all over the blonde. And actually, when I was putting on the red color, I saw it turn a little pink, so I was a little bit scared, but it turned out fine. And you want to make sure you're covering the entire bundle. You don't want any blonde spots, so saturate the entire hair, guys. Be sure to get an extra bottle of dye or an extra box of dye if you're doing this, because you don't want to run out of hair dye midway through and then your hair becomes like blotchy or it has some blonde streaks in it. Then again, I'm just using my brush to comb it through just to make sure it is even throughout and I don't miss any spots. And so now I just want to cover it with a plastic bag and let it sit for about 2 hours. So this is how I toned it down. So in the picture earlier, I showed you how it looked with the bright red color, and now you can see I'm putting my Bigen, I think that's what it's called, dark brown on top of my bundle. And I did it to all the bundles. I didn't get a chance to do it on camera, but you can see the process. I just let the dark dye penetrate the red, and it toned it down a lot. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye!